I'm a terrible night owl. Once the kids go to bed, I feel like that's my me time. I'm sure a lot of moms can relate. Like, you're supposed to be in bed, right? You should be sleeping, but you're getting ready for the next day, or you're scrolling social media, or you're watching TV on the couch with your husband because that's the only time you have. And so, I wasn't going to bed early enough. So probably, I want to say 3 or 4 months in, I was like, okay, girls, I need to start sleeping a little. And so I started working out during the day, which allowed me to give myself a little bit more time to work out. And it was certainly harder to fit it in, but I was totally motivated. I was locked in at that point. And I started really lifting in a progressive overload manner. And when I say lifting and progressive overload, I'm sure a lot of women are like, oh, barbells and heavy weights and whatever. No, girls, I'm working out with dumbbells and resistance bands. And I'm just following a strict program instead of kind of being all over the place. And I think that, combined with the nutrition, combined with the supplements, and combined with my cheerleaders, really, really, really is what made the difference for me. So now it's May, and I'm driving to Texas with my oldest son. He had just graduated from college. He got an offer to play professional baseball, which was absolutely mind-blowing, incredible, and completely out of left field. Like, he had a full-time job lined up. This was not expected. So we're driving for on a 3-day road trip to Texas, and I get a message from one of the two of you, or maybe both, I'm not sure, like, hey, it's time to submit for the annual champion. And I was like, oh, it's May. I thought it would be like January to December, and it's not. It's May to May, but as long as you've been on the products for 6 months or more, you can submit. And I said to Tanner, I just won the 90-day challenge, 4 or 5 weeks ago. And maybe, if that, I don't even remember exactly the date, but it had just happened. I just got my box of prizes before I left for Texas. And I said, not really much has changed since that date. And Tanner was like, Mom, you've lost 6% body fat. He's like, you have lost inches all over, your biceps have gotten bigger. He said, you can smell, your migraine has been significantly better. I was on 3.5 weeks at that point of not a single migraine. And that was incredible. It's literally the first time that's ever happened in the last 5 years. And when I did get a migraine after that, the level of pain was significantly less. So again, my migraines are not cured. There's no cure for migraine, and NeoLife is not going to cure migraine, but it did significantly help fill in those nutritional gaps that helped me just not feel as terrible. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, he's like, so just submit it. Like, what's the worst that happens? You don't get a phone call, or, you just don't get picked. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I filled it out. I just was honest. I said how I felt. I said what I was doing. I said what had changed. I talked about the fat loss. I talked about lifting and having the energy to do so. I started running again, which was huge. I was an avid runner when I was younger, right after my daughter Avery was born. She's actually going to be 14 in September. And I hadn't run in maybe 7 or 8 years. And I used to race around Rochester, and I knew all the other runners in Rochester. I was part of that community. And so that had fallen by the wayside. I literally could barely walk without being out of breath, as I mentioned earlier. So running was a huge thing. So I just added that in there. Like, hey, look, I'm running again. I can run 3 miles now. And I'm not dying at the end. And so, yeah, I was sitting out on my dock, maybe in the beginning of June. At this point, I'm back home. And I got a phone call from corporate, and they left me a voicemail. They asked me if I received my prize box from winning the 90 days. And I called her back just a few minutes later. When I came back in, I saw that I had missed her call. And I said, oh, I did receive my prize box. It was like Christmas. It was so much fun. I loved all the things that I was telling her, all my favorites. And my boys love the golf towels and whatever. And she's like, actually, I tricked you into calling me. That's not why I was calling. And I was like, oh, and I'm still at this point, no clue. I'm completely confused why corporate would be calling me. And she's like, Celina, I wanted to let you know that you've been chosen as our 2025 NeoFit annual champion. And I was like, are you serious? I didn't even know what to say. I was like, are you serious? And she said, oh, I am dead serious. And I started sobbing. Yeah, just like I did when you two called me on FaceTime and told me I'd won the 90-day, like dropped to my knees, sobbing, like I did it. I did it. I've never won a thing in my life. And it wasn't even like I didn't fill out something and just win. I put in the hard work and I did the work, and you know what I mean? I did the workouts and I did the nutrition and I took all the products every day, and I made new friends and I took a chance on myself above and beyond everything else. I took a chance on myself and I said, I'm going to put Celina first this year. 2025 is my year. I'm done feeling like crap. I'm done doing for everybody else and not doing anything for myself. Obviously, I still take care of my family. Um, but I took a chance on myself and it paid off in the end. And for anybody listening and watching, you need to take a chance on yourself. You need to put yourself first because you can't pour from an empty cup. My marriage is significantly better now that I'm taking care of myself because I feel like I love myself again. And when you love yourself, other people can love you too. And I don't think for the last couple of years that I loved myself. My relationship with my kids is better because I'm not snapping and raging and ripping everybody's head off, but I also have the energy to do things with them. You know, I'm taking my son Caden to the golf course. I'm taking walks with Avery with the dogs. I'm trying things, all the water sports that they do. I'm trying them. I've never done that before, but I have enough confidence and core strength now to be able to try to get up on the surfboard or the wakeboard or whatever. I'm having the fun that I always felt like everyone else was having. And I can't do that. That's what I used to tell myself. And now I'm like, I can do that. I'm going to try to do that. Maybe I won't succeed, but I'm going to try. And I think that's a big difference.
That is absolutely huge, and I love that you brought that up because I feel like that is such a non-scale victory that us women probably don't even think is going to correlate with feeling better. Because when you feel better, you start treating those around you so much better.
Hmm.
And it's not because we don't want to treat them better, it's
Yeah.
just when we're not feeling good about ourselves, we're more irritable. And I definitely can relate with that so much. Um, but I think that that is huge, and I love that you brought that up. Looking at getting the win not only once, but twice.
Mm.
Okay, so the $1,000 cash and prize winner for the 90-day, over
Yeah.
$3,000 in cash and prizes for the annual free trip to Texas.
Yeah.
Got a fancy dancy dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Um,
so incredible. Let me tell you, meeting with having dinner with the scientific advisory board, the people that actually create the products that are making me feel this good was one of the most special, moving, inspiring things I've done in a long time. Hearing other people's stories at Summit, I mean, mind blowing. And I'm going to be real honest with you here. I was such a skeptic about taking more products. I really thoroughly researched Neolife. Like I went down a rabbit hole. I was on Reddit. I like literally asked Chat GPT. I asked Google. Like I asked every electronic thing that would give me an honest, unbiased answer. Um, about Neolife supplements before I even started taking them. I had already been on and off so many meds over the last year that this was like, I wanted to do my research before I put the stuff in my body. But being at Summit, which was an all expenses paid trip, um, was absolutely incredible. I didn't personally meet the owner. I could have, but he was surrounded by people. But hearing him speak, the founder, and talk about the products and why he was so passionate about it. Hearing other people's stories, Jamie, like your dad, who is also a national champion, and I actually feel like I got really close with your parents. His story is absolutely incredible, and I really started to realize that it's not just me. It's not just all these people are having these amazing results from taking these supplements and taking a chance on themselves and just saying yes. You know, one of the first things I told Monique was this stuff is so expensive. this stuff is so expensive. And she's like, yeah, health is expensive. She's like, try for 30 days. Just try it for 30 days and see how you feel. And I kind of had to check myself because in my own job, I talk to people about that a lot. I'll say to them, they'll say, oh my gosh, this faucet is so expensive. And I'm like, yes, but how much do you spend taking your family of 4 or 5 out to dinner for one night? And that
Right.
quite literally goes to waste. I mean, right? They'll
Right.
spend $150, $200 on a dinner. But they don't want to drop $400 or $500 on a faucet that's going to last them 20 years. And I was worried about dropping like $100 and something on supplements that now I realize are literally making me feel like a goddess. So,
Her smoke show is what we like
yeah,
to call Miss
thank
Celina
you.
Frank.
Thank you. I should
Yeah.
have brought tissues to this. I didn't know I was going to be a little bit of a mess here.
You
I
are
should have
all
suspected.
So let us know your results. So you mentioned down 6% body fat. Okay. Like, so within 6 months, you're down 6% body fat, 30 pounds,
Yeah. Yeah.
all of these other exciting health like wins in our life. Is there
Yeah.
anything else that you want to share about the win before Mo asks the next question? Because I know she's got a really great one next.
Yeah, it's not just about the physical. For me, yeah, it's great that I lost the weight. I actually just weighed in this morning and I'm another pound down. And the only thing I've added in is fiberful. So, um, yeah, it's not just about that. For me, it's about feeling good in my skin. I can start to see muscular definition again. I can run, I can walk the dogs and be able to breathe. A lot of my symptoms from perimenopause are kind of just like we have calmed the noise. Are they fully going to go away? No, I have hormones, and those hormones are going to play tricks on me, regardless of what I put in my body and how great I do. But they are so much better. Um, the only thing I would say that um, hasn't like either completely resolved or significantly resolved is the ringing in my ears. But I think that has something to do with some of the medications they put me on because that's when I noticed it. But literally every other symptom I was having, the chronic migraine, I'm no longer in the chronic threshold. They've moved me out of that diagnosis. Now I'm just migraine with no aura. I have very significantly less brain fog. My skin has stopped itching. I can breathe. I mean, all of these just physically feeling better to me is more important than the weight loss, seeing muscle, um, and all of the inches that I've lost. Everything else is kind of like secondary to how I feel. I feel really, really incredible.
That. Well, you look incredible too. So there's
Thank you very much.
You absolutely do. And I'm so glad you were so spoiled at Summit. You totally deserve it. Like you said, I love that you said you put Celina first. I know that you said, I barely remember what I felt like before and I don't want to. And I thought that was incredible. I know that there are women listening that want to say that too. um, and listening to you so far, hearing this evolution of the journey that you've been on and kind of the little different nudges that got you to where you were. And even the fact that you were like, I'll do this 190-day, and you did it, but then you didn't stop there. You were like, I'll do it. Maybe your definition of health at that point was like here. And you're like, I did, and you checked the box and you won. And some people could kind of be like, okay, I did it. I'm good. I got my energy back. I'm good, and kind of drop it, but you didn't. How has your definition of health changed since the day you started Neo Life and this transformation?
I feel like my body is now supported in the way that it needs to be for the phase of life that I'm in. I have really leaned on you two a lot for products like, hey, I'm having this problem. Hey, I'm having this problem. And the way that I have now stacked my supplements throughout my day and the products that I'm using, I just feel so incredible. I don't want to stop feeling incredible. So I will not stop doing the things. There are days where, even weeks, right, where I can't. I was at Summit and I was thinking, oh, it's a health and wellness convention, I'm going to have so much time to work out and I'm not going to be with my family. And wrong. I barely slept while I was there. They had me so busy. It was the most incredible experience. But I did not work out once while I was there. And then I traveled straight from there to watch my son play ball in Nebraska. And so there are not just days, but weeks sometimes where I can't work out. And I keep thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I really can't wait to like start working out again. And that's when you know that mindset shift has happened, right? You like, this is just my lifestyle now. It's just ingrained in me to eat well, take my supplements, drink all the water, drink my Elevate, and work out. And when I can't do those things, I don't feel as good, and I don't feel, like, I don't know, like it's just so important that I get those things done now. It's just a lifestyle, and I'm never going to stop. This is just my life now. It's been, what are we on month? I don't even know. Like it's August. I started last, December 1st, really, if we're talking about just the products, but I started in November prior to that. So it's been almost a year, and I just keep feeling better. And so this is it for me. This is a lifestyle change. I'm not going to stop taking the supplements. Now more than ever do I believe in the power of whole food nutrition. And now more than ever do I believe in the nootropics and the electrolytes that are in the Elevate. And I believe in the betazymes that I'm taking. Like all of these things make me feel so good. I don't have the bloating I used to have. I don't have so many of the symptoms that I used to have are just not there anymore. So I just can't see myself stopping. This is just my life now.
Love it. Love it.
It's so good. I actually have my last question written because I got a little emotional writing it, and and it's so long that I'm not going to remember it word for word, but I'm going to read it. And I really feel like it's something that I always wish that was asked to me before my day one. So just thinking and bringing you back there, everything that has come from one yes in this journey in your life, from walking into Monique's class to changing your entire perspective on what can be for you, to standing on that stage looking like a complete smoke show with your girls in the back hyping you up with tears running down our face. Your story, Celina, absolutely impacted hundreds that weekend. Hundreds. And I have no doubt that it will continue to impact more people's lives as they hear your truth. And I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to share a little bit more behind the before and after for everyone. But I would really, really love for you to just rewind and really speak to yourself on that day that you were sitting in that car, not knowing all of this was on the other side of walking in. Because we want to leave a space for the women who are still sitting in their car, that are still staring at the door, that are still out there, tired, bloated, thinking they've tried just about everything. This is my life. I'm overwhelmed, but it's normal. And she's telling herself that this is just how I'm always going to feel. She is the woman right now that is listening. So if you're to sit right next to her for just one moment, what would you say to her to help her believe that her after is still possible?
Wow, that is such a powerful question. I would take her hand and I would make her look me directly in my eyes. And I would tell her, you have to start today. You have to put yourself first today, because we get one life. That's it. We get one life, and it is so incredibly precious. And you have to make yourself feel good, because other people cannot feel good around you if you don't feel good around you. You have to start today. You can make any excuse you want. You can tell yourself that you don't have time. You have a family to take care of. You have a career. You're sick. You have a disorder, a disease, or whatever it is, whatever your excuse is, You can tell me any excuse in the world, and I will tell you, you can do this. You can do hard things. We can do hard things. I've done it. Devin Waters has done it. Frank, your father, he's done it. There are hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, whose lives have been changed just by making a decision to say yes, making a decision to say, this is it. I don't want to feel like this anymore. Today's my day. This is going to be my month or my year or whatever it is. But you have to make the decision and you have to take it one day at a time. For me, once I declare, I do it. That's it. If I say I'm doing this and I say it out loud and I say it's other people, at that point, I'm such a people pleaser that I am not letting anybody do. And so for me, it was declaring it out loud. I'm doing this. I don't want to feel like garbage anymore. And I'm going to ask for help. Sometimes that's the hardest part. The second hardest part is getting rid of your excuses, because I literally could have told you all of the things. I don't have time. I have to take care of my family. My kids don't drive yet. Two of them, I'm still driving them around, but you have to just do it. You have to put one foot in front of the other, make the decision, declare it out loud so that you're holding yourself accountable, and just do it. The longer you wait, the longer you're going to feel like crap. That's just the truth. A little tough love, because if I hadn't said yes to dance class and I hadn't said yes to Mo, as skeptical as I was, and did all my own research on the side, my life would be so different right now. Maybe I'd still be 156 pounds and feeling like crap. Maybe I'd be 200 pounds by now. I don't really know, but I know that I wasn't feeling well. Enough to say now that I just feel so incredible, and I feel good in my skin. I can look at myself in the mirror. I have been wearing clothes that I never would have worn a year ago or 2 years ago because I didn't feel comfortable. I wouldn't show my arms. I wouldn't show my stomach. I wouldn't show my legs. Mo knows how I dressed the first few classes I went to. I had layers on. I had a sweatshirt over a t-shirt. Over leggings or sweatpants or whatever. I go to a class in shorts and a crop top now. I mean, I just feel so incredible, and I feel good in my skin, and I feel confident. And above all else, I don't really care what anybody thinks about how I look and how I feel, because I just feel that good. And I think every woman in the world, but specifically every woman who's listening to this right now and watching this right now, I want you to feel as comfortable and as confident in your skin as I feel right now. And you can. You just have to take the first step.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. So, so good. I just want, before I throw it over to Mo, I just want to let you know, Celina, I do believe that God puts us all on certain paths with certain people. And I am just so grateful that you got your butt out of that car, because that led you into my life as well. And I am so incredibly grateful to not only be alongside in the trenches, helping you chase after your best, but also in the trenches of your life, cheering you on and lifting you up and just being a girl's girl. And I'm just so grateful for our friendship. I'm so grateful for your story. I'm so grateful for everything that your yes has brought into your life, because that is exactly what we do is all about. And I just adore you. I love you. Huge congratulations. And I just, oh, my heart is
Likewise,
so full. So
no
full.
one is more grateful than me, trust me. And thank you, Jamie, for taking care of my nutrition and for sharing your family with me during Summit. Your dad is a special person. Both your parents are very special, but your dad's story, oh man, wait till people hear that.
He adores you.
I adore him. I adore both of them. I adore you. I adore Mo and her whole family. I just can't imagine my life if I didn't walk into that class that day.
Yeah.
Celina, thank you so much. My cheeks are hurting from smiling. I just have to say a couple things and then I'll shut it down. But your courage. I admire your courage. Now I'm gonna cry. I admire your courage from the beginning, because I know you had so many fears of that you talked about. But as you've gone through this interview, layers have come back that I think are so important to reshare as we close this out to the woman that's listening, but also to remind you, because I don't even know if you see this in you, the courage of, yes, getting out of the car to come to a dance class is very real. That's very real. The courage to say yes to a product that you're skeptical of, very, very real. The courage to try something when you feel like you've already tried everything and here I go again, I'm going to try this again. But as a mom and as a wife, I think a lot of moms are under this burden that I have to, like you said, do this for my kids, and I have to do this for my kids, and my husband needs me, and I have to put myself last because all of this stuff. You had the courage that even though that is scary to say, I'm going to put me first, you had the courage to say, I have to do this. But what's so wild, and this is why I say thank you, because we all need this reminder, is all the things we're worried about will happen if we were to like let go of this and focus on me. I'm so worried that these people won't get attention, or this will get ruined, or this will get destroyed, or this will happen. The reverse. Because of your courage to stand up and say, this woman needs attention, my soul needs attention, I have to focus here because I can't pour from an empty cup. It's a great thing. Like, I've heard that said all the time, and it's very great. But even as a mom, you can hear that and go, yeah, but I still have to. I still have to. And you had the courage to stand up and say to everybody, I'm doing this. I remember you said to me, I'm winning this. Like, you had the courage. And maybe with all of that fear of, if I say yes to this, then this might suffer. This didn't suffer. This didn't suffer. This, from everything you've said, you not only helped and healed yourself, but marriage is better. Children relationships are better. All the things you mentioned, like, I'm doing these fun things, all these things I dreamt of doing because of your courage. So we say because of your yes, but I look at it and I say that's courageous to feel fear and do something anyway, to take a step and to jump in and say, here I am, ladies, like, let's go. I'm going to show up. I'm going to say yes. And I don't know what that means for everybody else. And then you look at the blessing for yourself and the blessing for your family. And I think as you sat there and you said, this woman, don't be a blessing blocker. You could have been a blessing blocker.
I had that stinking thinking, as you like to put it.
Yeah.
You mentioned that in class one day, and then I actually heard someone else say it at Summit, and I thought, oh my gosh, that term was meant to be in my life, the stinking thinking, because that's what I had. Every thought that I had was negative, and when you feed your negative thoughts, they grow. And all of us moms, right? It's not just me, it's not just you, it's not just Jamie. Even women that are not moms, who have careers or whatever they have in their lives, somehow, I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of the time, we become the default in the household, the default parent, the default dog mom, the default career person, whatever it is, we become the default person, right? And so we end up with all these balls that we're constantly trying to juggle, and you just get exhausted. You just feel overwhelmed, burnt out, overstimulated. I got to the point where I was just raging at my family, and I was like, don't touch me. Life is touching me right now. I don't want anybody or anything. Like, I just wanted silence. And I just constantly had that stinking thinking. And then it just snowballed into, I can't do anything for myself because I don't have time, and nobody else knows how to do anything as good as I do. And if I don't do the things, they're not going to get done, or they're not going to get done properly. And it's just another excuse. I hate to say it, it's tough love, but it is. It's just another excuse. Will something not get done 100% or the way that you would do it? It probably won't. Is the world going to end? No, I can tell you it's not going to, because that has been my life for the last 9 months. Things are not getting done how I would want them done.
Yes.
The way that I explained it to my husband is when you're juggling all these balls, you've got glass balls and you've got rubber balls, and the rubber balls can bounce and they'll be okay. You just can't drop the glass balls. And for me, the glass balls were my marriage, my relationship with my kids, keeping my clients happy. And then I became my own glass ball. And so as long as I kept those four things in the air, the dishes, the dinners, sometimes I don't have a plan for dinner. My husband comes home, he's like, what are we doing for dinner? I'm like, I have no idea what you're doing for dinner. I have meal prep. And so, like, and
Yeah.
in a year ago, I would have been like, oh my God, I'm such a witch for saying that to him. Like, he's not going to stay married to me if I don't provide all the things and be Susie homemaker. But that's not the case. It's just a rubber ball, because guess what? They need to eat and they're hungry and they'll figure it out. So
I love it. Girl, thank you. Thank you. That is so good. And we can all take that with us. It's so good. Thank you for being you too. For the ladies that don't know you on this call, and don't know you how I get to know you every week in class. Another just side note, something that I just admire is your courage. I admire you sharing your story and your time with us today, because you could keep that in. And I don't know if you're outgoing naturally and you are as friendly naturally, or if you also took that next step of courage in class that day. But Celina walked in and literally just was like, hi, I'm Celina, and like started to introduce herself to Devin and to the other ladies. And, by the second class, you said you had come up to me. And again, that's a choice. These are all choices. We all have choices to make all day long, and your choices are either going to move you closer to the direction of where you want to be, or they're going to move you farther away. And I just am so grateful, Celina, that you made the choice to come up and chat with me. I mean, I'm grateful you made the choice to chat with Devin and be friendly to Devin, because if we want friends, we have to be friendly. If we want better health, we have to make the choices that are going to lead us to better health. If we want better finances, we have to make those, it's not just going to magically happen. We have to be what we want to have happen to us. You have to give it out first in order to get it. And so thank you. Thank you for all of that. There is not a doubt in my mind that your journey is going to continue on. There's not a doubt in my mind that the women listening to this are not going to be changed in some way because of your story, and that they're going to retell it. Maybe it wasn't for them. Maybe it was for their sister. Maybe it was for their mother. Maybe it's for, their best friend. But thank you for the time that you have shared with us. You are a gift, like you, the person that you are. And I hope you know that you are a gift. You are a gift, and I hope you never forget it. You're a gift to this world. You are a gift to your family. You are a gift to every single person that gets a chance to cross your path and have a conversation with you. Your energy is light. You are joy. And I am so honored and so grateful to be on this journey with you. Thank you again for your time. And I love you to pieces.
I love you. Thank you both so much for everything.
We love you.
Be
Be your own glass ball, girls. Did you hear it? Be your own glass ball. Oh.
I'm declaring out loud to end this call that I'm going to do it again.
Hey.
Because you see these muscles coming in. I'm going to get these abs to come in after 3 kids. And 20 plus years of not seeing that. I don't think I've ever really truly seen my abdominal muscles, and I'm gunning to see those. I've got new goals, and yeah.
Yep. No, that was a mic drop right there, girl. Let's do it. We love you. We love you. Thanks.
I love you both too. Thank you so much.